instead of just pushing the math and pushing the models, I needed to take a step back. I needed to meet the managerial audience halfway, which meant I needed to really understand the strategies that these models would be a part of. Mm-hmm. So I looked around at the literature on customer centricity and was kind of both amused and frustrated by it. Part of it was a lack of clarity about what people mean by customer centricity. Part of it was some hand-waving vagueness about where models and formal analysis would fit into different people's view of it. So a lot of it was just for me, just to bring clarity to this notion of customer centricity and what the specific tangible steps are that are associated with it. One area that people often make a mistake is they'll associate customer centricity with customer service. A prototypical example would be Nordstrom's and said, boy, they put the customer front and center, and therefore they're customer centric. Yeah. And it's not that simple. Well, ultimately, it should be the most profitable customers. Okay. And let me clarify that too, is another often point of confusion. When I talk about customer profitability, I'm not referring to the money that we've already made from the customers. I'm talking about the money that we could be or should be making, future profitability, or as we like to say, customer lifetime value. So let's not focus ourselves around the customers who have been the best. Let's focus ourselves around the customers who will be the best. They couldn't be more different from each other. Because with Starbucks, it would be easy for them to tag every single transaction. If you have some kind of loyalty program, something they seem to start up and let go of every few months, they should know each of your transactions. They should know as soon as you walk in the store and flash that card or self-identify in some other way, they should anticipate exactly what you want. They should be able to just look you in the eye and say, would you like the usual? Mm-hmm. But they're nowhere near that. Sure. And for years and years, they've claimed they've been moving in that direction. And they really should be there. Apple is going to do very, very little to bend themselves around particular customers. Now, they do offer fabulous service in their stores, but it's not that they treat certain kinds of customers different than others. So they don't really do a lot of tracking and predicting. Very, very little of that. Maybe just the exception would be a little bit in iTunes where they'll make recommendations. But for the most part, they treat all customers the same. The best example being Amazon, where they recognize the differences across customers right from the beginning. They celebrate those differences and they know who to go after and who to more or less leave alone. It's a matter of first investing in data collection, data management, and just basically customer psychology to understand what is it that people are really doing, instead of using some kind of one-size-fits-all formula because they read that someone in some other industry did something with CLV. So a lot of it is just core understanding. And I actually have some concerns in this regard because there's a lot of people who are turning to brute force data mining. The real market for the book is far broader than that. I mean that in a couple of ways. Number one, there's a lot of companies on the fence, companies that don't yet have those capabilities, but should be making an active decision whether they should be investing in the data collection infrastructure and so on. So it's actually a broader audience of companies. Marketing isn't the only functional area that can leverage these kinds of ideas. And in fact, sometimes there's resistance in marketing. Because marketing, in many cases, is very good at developing a snazzy ad campaign, but they really have to turn to the CIO or the CTO or the CFO in order to earn the ability to really deal with granular data. That's just not in the DNA of a lot of marketing people.